Hey guys, welcome to another video and thanks for clicking on this one. In this video, I would like to touch on something important that I have been seeing, and this is more about the things that I cover on the channel in the first place, and I hope that you can take away the few points that I'm going to share in this video. If you're seeing me in this space for the first time, know that I occasionally will make videos while I'm working, and the environment will be slightly different. So one of the things that I'd like to start with is you are probably applying to some of the cadet programs, or you're planning to apply to these cadet programs, or maybe it's a scholarship program, and you're required to submit your CV. Now, your CV or resume, or sometimes it's called resume as well, even though there are slight differences, the key thing that I want you to keep in mind is when you're writing your resume or your CV, I want you to know that you have some key things that you want to have on your CV. The reason why your CV is often requested before you even show up to the place is because that is the first thing that they see. That is the first thing that they can assess about who you are, how to reach you, the qualities you possess, your background in terms of your education and your experiences. And the experiences section, I think, is where the bulk of the information is that they need. So what does that mean? That means that if you are writing your experiences, focus on relevant roles. I always say that you may have a lot of experiences, you may have done a lot of things in the past, you may not have a lot of experiences working. It doesn't matter. The goal really is that you want to be able to harness the knowledge and information you have and use it to show that you can be a pilot, or you understand those competencies that we talk about in my videos. So let me give you a good example. I've been looking at some resumes or CVs in the past couple of weeks, and a common theme that I notice is a lot of people may not have a lot of experiences because maybe they are young, they've only worked a few jobs, and they don't know how to convey that they understand some of these competencies. You see, if you want your CV to be well received by a pilot, because generally speaking, the people that will review your CV are mostly pilots as well. Maybe they're in the industry, they've done the job for some time looking at CVs, or they are actually current pilots. So either one. And the thing you want to do is that you want to be able to connect with them based on the terms that they're also familiar with and they understand well. And those are the competencies like situational awareness, like workload management, like teamwork, like safety, like customer service. Those keywords are very important when you are thinking about your CV. So when you're looking at your CV, ask yourself the question, what are these competencies? What competencies have I showcased on this paper, on the CV? If you find ways to showcase as many competencies as you can, it will help you show that you understand what the industry is about, what the job is about, and it can help. Remember, there are no guarantees in anything, but it will help you stand out. Now, let's assume that you don't have a lot of work experience and you have only done a few things and maybe some extracurricular activities. What you can do is you can tap into your experience maybe in a club, right? If you're part of a club, maybe it's sports. If you are in any sporting activity, you definitely use some of the competencies that are needed to succeed or to show excellence. And that may be leadership, right? And that may be things like communication. That may be also your decision making in those activities. And those are things that you can talk about or mention when you are describing your experience or extracurricular activities, or maybe even your in your projects that you've done in the past. Okay, this could be personal projects as well. Or if you volunteered in a place, you have probably done something where you had to make a decision, where you had to, maybe you were given a role to lead, maybe you were given a project to execute or to complete. Those are things that you can mention depending on where it suits your background, where it suits your needs in terms of do you need, maybe you don't have a lot of experiences, but you have a lot of teamwork exercises you've done in a volunteering space, or maybe it's in sports. You need to harness those things in order to be able to demonstrate that you have these competencies or you understand them. Remember that what they are looking for are transferable skills, and if you can show that you understand and you can apply some of those competencies in aviation, then you are likely to get a good, a favorable outcome. Let's put it that way: favorable outcome as you interview, especially interview. All right, but for the CV section, it is something that I'm noticing that a lot of people may not know how to find those competencies and apply them to their previous experience in different places. It may not be just work, okay? Like I said, it may not be work. You may not have worked for a long time, so you may not have a lot of things to mention. But remember, it is key to be able to tie those things to some of these competencies and do a good job at it. The more you can do, the better it's likely to look. Of course, you need to be able to speak to it. You need to be able to address it if you're asked in an interview. But do your best in addressing that first on paper, okay? And then when you go in for the interview, of course, you're able to do even better in person. I thought to share this information for those of you that may be thinking of applying to some of these programs. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you can use the link to the the CV guide, okay, that I made. It's down in the description section. I made that to help, and hopefully it's free, by the way, and hopefully you can use that information to come up with ideas on what you need to do. I wish you best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one.